Welcome to DESMA, welcome to episode 2 of our mini-series concerning energy and CO2 emission reduction and reducing. Today we will focus on your production, so let's start with your production today. First, and most likely the most efficient aspect, is the minimization of times without productivity. It sounds easy, it sounds totally logic, but any component at your machine which is kept production ready and not turned off is causing approximately 20 to 30% of energy consumption. And this mainly refers to tempering, this refers to recirculation, this also refers to small and slight pneumatic losses. So once you're cutting down these items which are just kept production ready and not used in the production, you have a huge leverage on saving energy and thus also reducing your CO2 footprint. So plan your production depending on the lowest energy consumption. This means reduce those items which are just kept production ready. When we focus on your production and we focus on the method of production, we were showing this in the first episode that there is slight differences in different production methods and their energy consumption and their footprint caused. We are strongly recommending to maximize the amount of articles using the same production method on the same rotary table. For example, you go PU-PU or you go TPU-PU, but you go this consequently and you go this consistently. And when doing this, you don't make any compromises on cycle times. You use really the best possible and available cycle time for the production method chosen. By this, you're creating maximum efficiency and you're also improving the OEE of your machine. And for this, only machine components which are actually essentially needed are turned on. The others are turned off. By this, you're minimizing the energy consumption. If, and this is the good thing about flexibility, more than one production method, for example, 2 production methods are needed, PU-PU and then TPU-PU, for example, you are please avoiding to allocate those articles in groups. So don't split the table half and half. Just have an alternating rhythm of different articles. Why this? Because by this you have every component which is production ready used periodically and not only in blocks. And this reduces the dump shots, this reduces waste material, and this keeps the machine in a production rhythm. And by this rhythm, you're also lowering the heat needed and the tempering needed to preheat and keep your items, your components production ready. So with this alternating allocation, you are good to go also when you're running 2 or 3 production methods at the same time. Shoes are coming with colors. And colors, well, there's one color that all of us favor, but typically you're using more than one color. So this example shows if you're using 2 colors. While we said production methods avoid building blocks, with colors we love building blocks. So try to build blocks using the same color. Why this? You're reducing the color changes, and by this you're reducing dump shots. By this you're improving your efficiency, and by this the energy consumption is lowered. It's an easy equation, but this really needs your efforts when planning the production and arranging the colors to be arranged on the rotary table in the right manner. So here, building blocks is absolutely essential. You're running in shifts. You're planning your shifts. And every shift has a start and an end. And for this, well, plan this and plan your machine components to be ramped up, heated up, brought in a production ready status, and also lower them down. And with this, well, the DESMA visualization and the DESMA machine control offers the function temperature reduction. Make use of it. Yes, it needs a bit of preparation, it needs a bit of planning. It maybe also reduces a little bit the flexibility to switch from one to the next second if there's unplanned changes. However, with this you are strongly reducing the production ready times, and you are also avoiding to have all components ramped up at the same time and lowered at the same time, and by this you are reducing energy peaks. So if you're using this little gadget, which is part of your visualization, you are good to reduce another proportion of energy. One thing that, well, shines bright and also consumes energy is the activation device. And with the activation device, whether it's the simpler one or the more sophisticated one, in both cases, the distance between the activation light and the sole surface is crucial. The smaller this distance gets, the more heat you're going to bring into the product. And there's a second point. It's not always good to use the highest temperature input and the shortest activation time. It's contrary. Make use of your cycle time, spread the energy brought into the shoe surface, and really make use of the time available. By this, you have a consistent input of energy. You don't have any peaks, which could also cause damage to the surface, but you're really consistently bringing in the energy into the shoe sole surface. And by this, you're also reducing the energy that your activation device is consuming when turned to full power. Well, this was a second series, this was a second input, and also here we like to make a little bit of advertisement for the tools that are provided by DESMA. From April, every DESMA machine is coming with software and hardware to measure and then to visualize your machine's energy consumption. And with this, you have a first feeling of how much energy is consumed and whether also your changes that you might have got an idea about today, that you might be encouraged to apply from today, whether this has had any effect. And the second point is, well, if you like to analyze the data, if you like to use this, process this in your third-party software systems, DESMA is offering the Easy Exchange interface. By this, data is exchanged between the machine and your third-party software systems. It's an easy infrastructure, it's a valuable interface, and your area sales managers are happy to also inform you, to quote you, starting from March 2025. Stay tuned for episode 3. We are preparing something that is further on connecting to what has been told today and what was introduced in the first episode. So stay tuned and follow us on LinkedIn. You will see the third part very soon. Thank you very much.